Yes, welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time listening, we are D-Pain and Apocalypse. We get together and we talk about topics that seem incredibly random, but we pick our most favorite and least favorite out of those topics and just kind of go back and forth discussing things. You'll also hear us rolling a lot of dice and things once we get started. And usually we do a quiz to close out the podcast to give us that idea of maybe the thing we hate is what we are, which is always fun. But for this particular episode, where we're talking about pie flavors, we thought we'd change it up a little bit, and we'll go into it as we start talking about stuff. But we do have an announcement that we want to make for a special episode.
Yes. Actually, my brain just remembered something. I'm gonna go off topic real sec because I know you'll get a laugh out of this, and I will forget when it's appropriate to say this again. So I was playing League last night, and this person was complaining about how they're like, I hate this character. It's garbage and all that. And I was like, I know the best response. And I'm like, that's rough, buddy. And everyone was like, I get that. And I had so many little whatever karma things, like hearts and whatever you get at the end of ARAM. And I'm just like, it's the only thing I know of Avatar.
Very topical. Nice job.
So, yep. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to talk about Avatar, the James Cameron, the only real Avatar now.
The pie flavor?
Yes. Okay, guys, so two quick announcements. As some of you guys know, we had a charity stream a couple weeks ago, and stream is a very ill way to explain it. We had like a charity campaign where we had multiple people joining in and just blew our minds and just limits of what we thought we were going to get. And as me and Hop, as content creators of multiple different things, there's a few things that you're getting back. And then two of these unlocked items are just really geared into our community. So first one, this Tuesday, we're doing the TFT Sabotage stream. If you guys don't know what that is, TFT is an auto chess game made by Riot, and real short, we're just going to try to mess each other up comp-wise and see how mad we can get at each other. Or maybe one of us will. We'll see. But that should be fun. It reminds me of the meme you posted in the Discord. It's just like, this is what I want to be. Everyone toxic around you. I'm here.
I'll never become that positive, but I can dream.
That's me. I know my levels. But more importantly, one of the things that was unlocked is the community podcast. So, on August 1st, that's a Saturday, we are going to be doing a special thing, the community podcast, where we actually need your guys' help. So, starting now to the whole month of July, we're gonna cut it off. We'll let you know when we're cutting it off, because we're probably, as you guys send in stuff, me and Hop might just have to just give it a quick review to make sure, one, it's okay to put up, and maybe two, we understand what we're looking at. But we are asking for questions. They could be random questions, any kind of questions. Like, so instead of doing a top two, best two, worst two, I still like the idea of getting all the questions and we choose our favorite two questions and worst two questions and do that. But I doubt we're gonna do that. But yeah, it's probably gonna be more like a traditional podcast, the more I'm thinking about it. Where if you guys ever want to ask us questions, like stream wise, I don't know, for Hop Rabbit stuff, anything that you wanted to be like, hey, here's a question we wanted to ask you. Hey, this is the time to do so. So we're just asking for that. People either are part of our Discords, our socials. Yeah, so feel free to post it, post any questions and stuff in there, send it to us. I'll say my DMs are open. I'll leave. I won't say that for Hop.
Yes, mine are open as well. And we also have our Twitter page specifically for the podcast, twitter.com/pointlessdisco, that also has open DMs. So yeah, we're both on Twitter, Discord, have our shared Twitter for the podcast. I technically also have Instagram, but I go on it so rarely nowadays. But I do have one of
I have
those.
Instagram as well. So, yeah. So, however you want to get in touch with us, so it would be questions, or if there's a quiz that you want us to do, feel free to do that. I will say, just like as we get closer to that, we might give you like, okay, this is. We don't have the date picked out right now, but you have like 5 to 6 weeks to send stuff in. And I'm just gonna say this right now because I saw that there is a question in the chat. I don't know if it's a meme or not because I have no clue what it is. But I'm gonna say don't put questions or link us things in the chat because we might not be able to see it and record it or link it or save it.
Yeah, for posterity's sake, it's probably safer done in a DM. But I see which question you're talking about. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to assume it's Fire Emblem, and the best one's Roy. The only one I know.
Is that because of Smash?
Yes.
Not even Marth? I think Marth and Roy came out in the same time, didn't they?
Yeah, they're the same character, except one explodes and hurts himself, which is Roy.
Blue-haired sword boy, red-haired sword boy.
And then, actually, if I had to choose... Okay, I'm just going to answer this question right now. I think the best girl in Fire Emblem is Lynn, because it's the only one I've played. But yeah, and we'll remind you guys as week goes on. Yeah, I assumed it was a meme. But, yeah.
Yeah, so like D-Pain said, like content creation questions, whether it's streaming. D-Pain also knows YouTube things. I vaguely know YouTube. If you have questions about anything random about us and our hobbies, I know I have plants behind me. I have anime stuff behind me. I have video game stuff. I have rabbit stuff. I have Firefly and Arrested Development. I am willing to nerd out about a lot of stuff and answer any of those types of questions. Or if you want to go, what got you started in anything, that's also free reign. So I guess as a community podcast, it's also a, hey, let's get to know each other better podcast, which is always fun.
Let's see, behind me, I have Stars, I have Sonic.
D-Pain plays a lot of retro stuff. He is more knowledgeable on many games than I am.
This doesn't translate well to an audio form. I have this too. Rambo.
Yes.
This is what I put up. That's something for the live people that watch it live. That's still up. I didn't want that one up. Let's go back to space. It's safe there. But yeah, I go to when I'm in Zoom meetings, I change my backgrounds all the time just to make people laugh. So, yeah.
Nice. But yeah. So, yeah, those are 2 major announcements. We've got the Tuesday goals. I know I also, in my personal community, I also have the BuzzFeed quiz stream that I have coming up. So like D-Pain said, you could also send us quizzes for us to both take together, but the Wednesday that's after this recording, which I believe will be the 23rd? No, that doesn't sound right. What's the date for this coming Wednesday? 24th. For the 24th, I plan on just taking a whole bunch of quizzes. Feel free to send them my way. I haven't any BuzzFeed quizzes.
Oh, you limited it.
Well, because the site of our favorite quiz, it seems to have no boundaries to it.
I was just gonna post the favorite quiz again.
But I already know the results. But
for that day, I think that's just a quiz that keeps on giving.
That's fair. But yes, so that one's coming up. I have a spot in my Discord for anyone. You can dump quiz ideas in there. Even if you don't have specific links to quizzes, I'm also willing to accept topics for quizzes. So if you just want to say, take one for Pokemon, like, all right. I'm only saying that because that was last week's episode and it's the freshest thing in my mind.
Yeah, we didn't get a quiz for like there. That's the one thing it didn't have. Anything on pies. So, yeah.
Weird.
So I'm gonna let you introduce this because I saw you do how we're doing this week's episode, um, and I don't know how it works.
You don't know how it works. All right. So, I mean, I figured we can still talk about our favorites. What D-Pain and I ran into is, as we discussed it, pie is a fantastic dessert and is very versatile and will fit any mood. D-Pain just has personal prejudice against certain things, and I don't blame him. But if you've listened to the chocolate episode, you'll understand. But
You know what? Every episode they could find something I have certain prejudices towards. Both of us. That is the worst part.
this is fair. But I mean, yeah, we are both pretty predictable. Like when we went from, what was it, my chocolate episode? You could predict it. You could use the chocolate episode to predict my gummies episode results.
Oh yeah. Which we had, like, we found out, like, the devil tier of gummies is Gushers because we both
Both
had-
agree. We both agree worst gummy. But yeah, so with pies, I know I struggled, and when I reached out to D-Pain, he also struggled in finding pies in particular that we've had that we would consider trash tier or devil tier as we're calling it.
Yeah.
So
We
to
have God tier, white chocolate God tier. Keep me going.
so to change it up, we decided maybe we'll do, instead of the traditional format where we have our two most favorites and two least favorites, we'll talk about our two most favorites, and then in exchange for the least favorites and the quiz, we'll do a tier list of various pie flavors, which I've put together. And once we get to the tier list portion, I can share it out to anyone that's hanging out in the live chat. We can also put it in the descriptions. And we do plan on sharing the final screenshots of where we've put our pies after the discussion. There might be some meme pies in there that I thought would be an interesting take to listen to us talk about. So I will talk through the pie pictures in case they're not completely clear for D-Pain, because he hasn't really had a hand in the tier list.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Hop, you know what this is. You want to just do this section? Also, my brain was... Okay, so, peek behind the curtain. I thought we were doing something a little bit different, so now I got to think of top 2 tier pies.
Oh, did you think we just weren't going to talk about the top two?
Yeah, I thought we were just going to do the pie tiers and then go to quizzes, but
Oh, we could do it that way too. That's my bad.
that's all good. Well, let's roll our die, and Hofi, you go first, and
You can think of your pies.
I can think of a few
Because I'm not
pies.
I don't plan on talking a lot about the pies, but I feel like the tier lists
Yeah.
could probably take a little bit doing the whole, because I've noticed with back and forth of deciding which pie belongs where, because you're doing the whole comparison thing. Like, I know I like this pie a lot, but is it as good as this pie? And that's where I always sit there and just get stuck.
I'm gonna put them all in trash.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, I gotta roll. I rolled a 15.
All right, so let's change it up. I don't have good notes for my favorite pies. What's the first pie that comes to mind for you?
First pie that comes to mind is apple pie. And I think I remember this one a lot because last year I had to go. I said that I had to. They forced my hand. I went to a Friendsgiving, and they wanted us to bring like a whole bunch of different pasta dishes, and I was like, "Do we have any dessert? Do you want me to just make dessert?" And they're like, "Oh, if you want to." And so I made. Did I? Oh wait, that was apple crisp. Still, I made an apple pie at one point. I feel like, and it was darn good. And I don't know. I feel like apple pie. Now I want Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is such a great holiday because it's the one day you can stuff as much as you want in your mouth, and you only get judged not as much.
Just this much. Just this much. Just this much judgment. Not the maximum judgment.
Yes. That comes the next day when you're like, yeah, I ate 32 turkeys and 8 pies. What? Now I have trouble breathing in the long hole parts. But no, I enjoy apple pie a lot, especially. I don't know. I think it's just fun, like when you have like the slices of apple, like layered on top of each other, and then you just bite into it, and it's like I don't know, like that crisp crunch. I want apple pie now. I am literally drooling. This is the worst topic.
So
What
for
the heck?
you, out of the apple pie varieties, so you prefer where they're like thinly sliced and stacked on each other and not like a chopped apple?
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy that, I guess. Because I think that's how my mom used to make it.
And then other question, normal crust or crisp crust? Because you mentioned apple crisp, and you can do apple pie with either the crisp topping, where it's like the brown sugar crumble, or just the traditional crust on top too.
Yeah, I like crunch. Like if I'm gonna, except for tacos, normally I'll take a crunch. So the only problem with a crunchy taco is you bite it and then the it's just like
Falls
it just
apart.
split right down the middle.
I also find that it's very pointy, and that's not fun to eat. I don't want a food that fights me back.
Yeah, like it also makes me wonder why people buy crunchy peanut butter. You're buying a product that isn't finished.
It's not all the way done yet. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's still chunks in there. Like it's butter. Do you buy crunchy butter? Because if you are, that means guy or girl, you bought the wrong butter.
It's
We
all
didn't
right.
even get into pies, and we're already saying things that are controversial.
But okay, so apple pie is like your first instinct. I enjoy this pie.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, we could
I'll
just
go
do
with
it off the cuff. I know for me, when I first thought of a pie I liked, I went key lime.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, because I don't know. It reminds me of vacations. And I understand that a lot of people don't love key lime pie because it is a very tart pie. But I think I like it because I can eat it and not feel like my teeth are falling out. And it was really great with, I had one place that I got a key lime tart. So, like, it's a pie, just really small and a lot more crust than to pie ratio. But they also put this, like, raspberry, it wasn't jam, but it was like a raspberry topping on it. And even though they were both two tart things, the way that they did the raspberry was really sweet, and it was just a very nice. I could eat so many of those. I could eat so many.
Raspberry, like I like raspberry pretty much anything. Like back when, as you said, teeth falling out from sugar content. Um, back when I used to be able to drink a lot of the Wawa teas and all that, and even just any iced tea, it'd always be raspberry tea. It's just I don't know why. It's just so good.
It is really good. I tended to go peach more for my teas. Again, I don't have a reason. That just tends to be my go-to for teas.
Yeah, but now I'm like, oh, the sugar-free one. I'll take that, please. That way I can get some flavor and still not have my mouth feel like it's dying.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to pie crust, I think I am just generally partial to the graham cracker crust. I think I prefer that more often. I think because it's easier to break through. I've had some pies where they forget to pre-bake the crust and it just ends up like chewy, and I'm just like, no, I need this to break. I need this to fall apart when my fork touches it. I don't want to like fight the crust.
Has the Midas touch. But yeah, it's yeah, like I do enjoy those thin crusts a lot. Like I don't know, they're so good.
It really is good.
Because like I understand like a difference between an apple pie and a key lime pie. This is nothing against either pie. This is just like, which I know what I'm gonna say is probably gonna be like, how dare you? But it's like an apple pie, like you need that stronger crust, so you need that chewy crust because apples are heavy with the, I almost said putty that's in there, but that's not.
Oh,
the the jelly or the jam, whatever.
the sugar
filling.
goop.
Yeah, like the waft that holds the apples. While like key lime pie is more. Why is sludge the only word that's coming to mind?
It's not a sludge, but
I know, but it's not.
It's
like,
not a jello, but it's not a
Yeah.
pudding. But it has the
It's like
consistency.
a loop.
It's a little bit more solid than a gloop. Just a little bit more. Like it can when you cut into
Glop.
it. Yeah, a glop. It holds its shape, but yeah, it's not dense.
It's like that moon sand.
Oh, I never had moon sand.
Me neither. I just saw the commercials for it. um, but yeah, but generally that is airier. Does that make sense? Like it's a lighter material, so you don't need that industrial grade crust.
To hold it all in the place. But like I notice when I eat fruit pies, typically, yeah, I'd say it's usually fruit pies. They tend to, even with a strong crust, they just go outwards. So even if I wanted the crust to support the pie filling, I'm usually just like scooping it up after the fact.
Yeah, I wonder if the I'm just gonna call it the industrial grade crust. I wonder if it's that thicker crust because they know fruits like bleed their juices.
Yeah.
And so it absorbs some of that into the crust, or at least that's the mindset behind it.
Something to help keep it all contained because yes, they are very now I want to say goopy. But glop is key lime pie. Gloop, we haven't discussed it on the podcast, but gloop is pudding pie.
Oh yeah.
And goop will be fruit pies. Not putty, not to be confused with putty.
The 3 G's of pies: glop, gloop, and whatever the other one was, I forgot.
Goop. Goop?
Goop. Goop.
Yes, but
I just remember the disdain in your typed words when I called it a goop.
yeah, I was like, I love pudding pie. They're so nice and lazy, and they use that graham crust, and they taste good. But then when you use that word, I forgot that you were specifically talking about chocolate pie, which I
Yes.
understand now.
Um,
Do you have a second pie that you really like?
Pizza. Great. Now my brain's like shepherd's pie.
You've gotten into the savory pie category.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't mention earlier, we originally decided this was going to be more dessert pie focused. We could put a savory pie episode if you
Yeah.
wanted to. But
Well, there's like 3.
I can think of more than 3.
I can't, so I'll need your list.
But we considered specifically desserts for this episode because in our sheet that we used to determine the next episodes, we had desserts parentheses not cookies. I think because I think we had a separate cookies category or
Yeah,
something like
and then
that.
it morphed into pies.
And then we left desserts on there so we can just decide which other dessert we'll pick later.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a pie, but I don't know what it's called, and I haven't had it since high school. But I remember it, and pretty much, it's okay. So I remember going to the lunchroom, and going through, grabbing school lunch, and at the end they would have the desserts there, and one of them was like I know it was like the thin crust. It was a glop, so it was a thin crust and then it had like a yellow glop with some white glop on top of it,
Lemon meringue.
but it tasted minty. So
Why was it yellow?
I don't know.
Yellow minty pie.
Like it wasn't like a strong mint.
Now you've piqued my curiosity to the
Yeah.
phone to see what I can discover. Will Google return anything if I type in yellow mint pie?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, the mint pies that I get are like chocolate chip mint pies.
Yeah, like it wasn't like an overpowering taste of mint. It was just like
Was it like toothpaste mint or was it
no.
a refreshing mint?
we legally cannot talk about toothpaste because it was cut off. It is a dead topic to us. I'm just joking. Oh, I forgot to blame them for destroying one of the topics. Oh well. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, if you made it this far in, you guys, these are the two loser bin ones, and you guys voted on pies, which means toothpaste is forever deleted from a pointless discourse talking point.
All right,
Someone
so
said good, but hey guys, I just want to leave you the image of when you just get a little bit too much suds of your toothpaste and it just starts to foam out of your mouth like a rabid dog. I know some people don't like it. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, what you say about...
oh, I was saying I did a quick search on what kind of yellow pies I can find. Let's see. The list includes custard pie, summer squash custard pie, chess pie, which I believe chess pie is made with cornmeal, so it's not cornbread, but it's
an ancient Aztec ceremonial pie where they cook it in the chest as they take out the heart.
chess with two S's, like the game, but
Oh, okay. So you can only checkmate pie.
honey lemon chiffon pie. Banana cream pie tends to be yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Lemon meringue pie. Do any of these sound like what you might have ingested while in school?
I don't even think they named it. Now I'm hoping it was actually edible. Because I'm remembering the chicken patties, someone bit into it and found a beak.
That's unfortunate.
Well, yeah.
That is quite unfortunate.
Being said, the chicken patties were good.
Fair enough. So
I don't know, but it was just one, like, I don't know what it was called. I'm just gonna call it school pie. Oh, that sounds gross. But anyway, school pie. It was good. I don't know why. And then I also remember I stopped a food fight because I wouldn't leave my chair because I'm like, no, if you guys are gonna do this, you do it. And they're like, oh, you're lucky this guy isn't moving. Like, I was in elementary school and I was like, y'all do it. I'm not moving. I'm just eating my lunch. And it was like two like upperclassmen people. And I remember that because one of them had the pie. I also remember someone walked up in another day and just decided to just pick up my pie and squish it in their hand.
What monsters? This precious pie of yours, and they just manhandled it?
Yeah. I don't remember the after effect of it, but I was just like, oh, thanks, guy.
There goes my pie. So it's...
Well, yep.
I was going to say, so it's interesting you brought up a school pie, because my pie that I really like as well is pumpkin pie. And you also brought up Thanksgiving earlier. I remember my elementary school had a really shitty Thanksgiving attempt where it was dried slabs of kind of like thick deli turkey that they just put gravy on, and then some excuse for stuffing that was really kind of like just dried crusty croutons. But we got a slice of pumpkin pie, and there were always people that did not want it, but they wanted like the other stuff in it, so I would trade away my actual meal for enough slices of pumpkin pie for me to have enough calories for the day.
Then you get home, Mom, my tummy hurts, and she's like, have some too big.
Thank you for remembering. No, I don't think I ever got a stomach ache from eating excessive sweets, which is probably dangerous for me because I still eat excessive sweets. But but yeah, pumpkin pie is just something I always liked, and I remember always asking that for our Thanksgiving in our house. But of course, Thanksgiving for me was weird because, you know, my parents weren't first generation Americans, like they immigrated, so we would usually have non-American things, and I'd be like, can we make sure we at least have pumpkin pie? Like, if anything, I don't care about turkey. I thinking about it, I just don't think I like turkey. A lot of the times I've had it, it's always dry or sad. You have to be a pretty good chef to make me want to eat a giant roasted bird.
That being said, I would be pretty sad if I was dead too.
Fair enough. But yeah, I always wanted, I remember one year I thought I wanted cranberry sauce. No. Seeing it bloop out of the can, I was just like, people eat this?
Well, did you ever have non-canned ones?
No.
It's much more tart. Like the canned one, it's pretty much that is a gloop.
That is a very stable boy.
Yeah, and then
Even holding the ridges of the can.
the suction of it going as it leaves. Oh man.
It's a very particular sound.
Yeah, it's. I'll still eat it though.
Yeah. And then I remember in regards to this pie, I think it was Thanksgiving this last year, my coworkers were trying to brag about who has the best recipe. And me being me, I was like, I see an opportunity here. And I was like, you two keep arguing about who has the better pie. Why don't you each bring in a pie and we can judge who has the best pie? Guess who got free pumpkin pie? But the thing I thought was interesting that I think made me appreciate pumpkin pie a little bit more than I already did was it seems to be a little bit more versatile than I considered it before. Because the two pies were all, you could tell they were both pumpkin pies, but they were both really different. And I would have eaten both. And they were like, all right, pick one, Hop. Which one's your favorite? And I was like, let me get a second slice of each to make sure.
One more.
Another. And again, it's one of those pies that is not too sweet. I think overall I tend to like pies that are very cinnamony. So like you brought up apple pie. That tends to have a lot of cinnamon in it with apples, which is really good.
It's one of those things where I'm like, would cheesecake, I know it has cake in the word, but would cheesecake be considered a pie? Because when I think of cake, I think of more like there's more bread.
Yeah, I think technically you could consider it a pie by base definition because it does have a crust, but the crust is only on the bottom usually, right? Depending where you get your cheesecake from. Is
that the difference? Like if it's capped with something, whether it's like.
But like pumpkin pie doesn't have a top layer. Key lime pie doesn't.
Could it? I don't know.
It might be too much if you put more stuff on top. Because usually for the glop pies.
We need a pie chart. Glop and.
A pie chart or like a pie chart.
Both.
A pie chart for our pies.
Yes.
But.
Yeah, I like what brought this up was, like growing up, I wasn't the biggest fan of pumpkin pie. Now I like it more, but it's, I don't want to go too much into it because I see it's on the tier list, so I figured I'll save it for then.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for Thanksgiving, I have now been tasked with pretty much dessert wherever I go because I make a pumpkin cheesecake that apparently everyone really likes. So, but yeah, I really like pumpkin cheesecake. Mainly because I really like cheesecake.
Yeah, the textural differences are pretty different. Pumpkin pie is definitely more liquidy. It tends to be.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I also am the resident Thanksgiving dessert person, but I don't make pumpkin cheesecake. I make pumpkin roll.
Ah.
Does
this mean like when we have the Thanksgiving week or the week before Pointless Discourse, we have to that's just gonna have to be best and worst Thanksgiving desserts?
That would be entertaining. I don't know that I've had too many that are not pumpkin. Oh, one time. Okay, no, I'll save it in case we do an episode. There was one time I thought I was eating one thing and someone was like, did you still like it? Because I replaced the main ingredient with something else. And I was like, I thought it was off. I thought this was different.
I had that happen with me because I thought I was like, oh, bacon wrapped chicken, this looks good. And I bit into it and I was like, this ain't chicken. And the person saw me from across and he's like, yeah, it's plantain. And I'm like, it's not bad. It's just when you were expecting chicken and you gotta knock off banana or whatever it is. I have never had plantain. I just know, I don't know which one's which, but I know they taste different.
Yes, I like plantains a lot, but I like plantains in a dessert mode where it's either fried. There's a Filipino dessert. I don't know if it's strictly Filipino, but you basically take an egg roll wrapper and you put plantain in it and then you cover it in sugar and stuff and then you deep fry it.
Now that sounds good.
Yeah, like, and then the plantain is, I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's the sugar content, but they do taste completely different. Eating a plain plantain, I would never touch it. I would never do
Yeah.
it. My mom used to eat them plain, and she'd be like, "Here, try it," and I'm like, "Mm-mm, mm-mm." It's not bland, but it's not bitter.
Yeah. But it was more like that was my first experience ever having a plantain. And when you were expecting something else wrapped in bacon, having it squished out from the bacon, I was like, ugh.
You probably were like, "This is either really bad chicken, and I'm gonna die now, or this isn't chicken." No, expectations do set up a lot. I did have like two pies that I said that I don't like a lot. One of them I did put down as chiffon pie because those always let my expectations down because they're so fluffy and airy and they look so exciting. And then I eat them and I'm like, I don't know if I tasted anything. It was just so airy. Whereas I realized the two pies that I really like, key lime and pumpkin, are actually kind of dense.
Yeah, it's like angel food cake.
It's just gone by the time you bite into it.
It's like if you wanted a physical representation of it, it's that raccoon gif where he takes the cotton candy and washes it, and it just dissolves
Oh,
away.
that made me so sad. He was so excited, and he had to wash his food like a good little raccoon.
And then it's just like, buddy, where'd you go? By the way, in chat, someone said that plantains are failed bananas.
Oh boy. But yeah, I think that kind of covers the pies that we do like. Are there any honorable mention pies that you want to consider before we try and do the tier list? Because I feel like almost all fruit pie for me is about equal. I think I like apple pies a little bit more, but it depends. It depends.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because like generally, 90% of the time I'll eat whatever. Like if people put any kind of food out, I'll eat it. The only time I won't is one if it has chocolate, or I don't know, smell. Smell is something that normally gets me.
Mm.
Trying to think if there's any kind of other thing. That or if there's just stuff in there I know I won't like. So, but yeah, generally if there's chocolate in there, it's like, no, have fun.
Yeah, I think the only particular ingredient that stands out to me that's something I don't like. I like coconut usually, but something about shredded coconut I just dislike in every form. And the only pies, I know there's a coconut cream pie that tends to have that as the topping, and I just look at it and I go, not today. Guess no pie for me today.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like the thing is like I like coconut strips like by themselves. I don't mind eating them that way. However, like when it looks like they made coconut confetti onto a pie, it's like a texture thing that I'm not liking,
Yeah, it's
or like conflicts.
it's chewy and not chewy at the same time. It's not a texture I like. And I know a lot of people disagree with me because they like, what's the Girl Scout cookie? Is it Samoa's or something like that, where it's like it's like caramel and coconut and chocolate.
Yeah. And it's got like the chocolate stripes and it's in a circle.
Yeah. I just look at it and I go, that's gonna make, I don't want it. I don't want to touch it.
There's two things on there that I don't like.
It's all adding up for no thank you from D-Pain.
Yeah. That's always one of my favorite things where people are like, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? I'm like, and then I look at the list and I'm like, all this chocolate. And then I'm not a big fan of just the peanut butter ones.
Oh, they're kind of dry.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was like one Girl Scout cookie that I enjoyed. And then I think they don't make it anymore. But it's like people will sit there and look at me like when I go to the Wawa. Hey, Wawa, sponsor us. When I walk past the Wawa and the Girl Scout cookies, people are there and they're like, and it's like the 5-year-old girl just like, will you buy my cookies? And I'm like, no, just keep walking. And then it's just like in the corner of my eye as I go around the side of the building to where my car's parked. It's like the mom's like, "It's okay. Not it. You're not gonna get everyone." And
I
it's
just
like,
try
"You
to
get me."
I try to avoid eye contact, and for a while I used to say, "Sorry, I don't have cash on me," until I was leaving. I think it was Barnes and Noble, and the 5-year-old goes, "We have Square now." And I was like, "You said it so sassy to me. I can't say no. I don't have an excuse to leave. I guess I'll get a box of cookies." This one older guy thought it was the funniest thing. Like, he wasn't much older. He maybe was in his mid 40s, but he thought it was the funniest thing to listen to a 5-year-old girl go, "We now accept credit cards, so please buy cookies today before you leave." And he's like, "Oh, she's such a little saleswoman." I was like, maybe I can make a getaway. No, I couldn't.
Yeah, it's that reaction has the opposite effect on me, where it's like, I care less now, and I'm going to look at you while I walk away.
Oh no. Yeah, but I saw in chat that they like the coconut stuff on fried shrimp. No, just give me regular breaded shrimp. No, tempura. There's coconut fried shrimp specifically.
Yeah, okay, no.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Just give me regular fried shrimp. My favorite form of fried shrimp is butterfly shrimp. I was a weird kid. You know how like your parents are like, "What's your favorite meal? What do you want as a treat today?" And I'd go, "Can I have clams and butterfly shrimp?"
Good.
I know, but as an 8-year-old, me explaining to my friends that I love clams with melted butter, they're just like, "What?"
I'm trying to think what I liked at 8 years old. What happened in 8? What grade was 8 years old?
Fourth? Third?
Third. No.
Because, yeah, preschool is like 5.
I never went to preschool. I just went right to kindergarten. But like, I think I went into kindergarten. I started kindergarten when I was 5. Like I was.
Okay. Where your birthday
know.
fell?
What?
Where your birthday fell, or?
Yeah, I was pretty much the youngest person in the whole grade growing up. Like as I was growing up, and I don't know how that worked. But I just made it.
You just made it. I got you.
Yeah.
But I think we covered all of our general pie opinions, right? Do you want to start ranking pies now?
Yeah. So for people who are just joining right now, we are doing a tier list of pies. Hot will explain. Okay, I'm going to do what I think is this. I also got to post this in the Twitch chat, my Twitch chat. 'Cause we're like, I have too many things. Copy link location. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why did I copy it in there? I had the window open. Anyway, do you want to explain what we're doing while I figure out things?
Yes. So basically, for anyone who's not familiar with what a tier list is, I first saw this. There was another YouTuber I like who was doing a tier list of snacks, foods, and things like that. And I ended up taking the tier list, and it devolved into a whole night of me doing tier lists on a stream. But essentially, what it is I set one up that goes from the letter S for being ultra premium favorite best pie ever to trash.
Trash.
Just throw it in the trash. So I put down some pie. Yeah, I try to find a variety of pies on there for us to kind of rank against to, figure out where we lie in our pie priorities.
Oh, I can move them.
Yeah, that's the point. So you take the images at the bottom and you move them into the row where you think they belong. So I don't know if the images are in the same order for you. What's the first pie you see that looks like?
Looks like blackberry.
Yeah, okay, so we might be in the same order.
Sorry, like before we go on, I know we mentioned it before we actually started, but every time I look at trash, it's just like, you're just like me. Trash. It's gonna be in my head every time. That's how I'm gonna say trash if I ever put anything in trash. By the way, if anyone is in chat doing this, or if you're listening to the podcast later, the link will be in the description to do this. But yeah, take a picture, send it to Pointless Disco, twitter.com/pointlessdisco, so we can see it and like it.
And we can all compare our pie priorities.
Also, we'll probably say it at the end too, but we are going to be posting our final results on the Twitter as well.
Mm-hmm. So you can yell at us if you disagree with us via that way. Let's see. So first, blackberry pie.
Yes.
So I will
Oh, go ahead.
I will admit I have a few versions of pies that I've put on here, and I want to say I realized I didn't put a triple berry pie, and I think that's my favorite version of a berry pie. I think triple berry can be any form of berries, but when I make them, I used to make them a lot for like the summer holidays when I would go to parties. Emphasis on would go to parties. It was usually, I think, blackberry, blueberry, and raspberry that I would all put together.
Blueberry's great.
Blueberry is really good. So blackberry, I feel like I would put it. I feel like I'm neutral on it.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna start it on a C for myself.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I can probably move this later as things go on here, but I can't remember having a blueberry pie.
Blackberry.
Blackberry pie.
I know I would enjoy it, but would I pick it more than another pie? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things I need more things on this list before I start settling in these first few.
Okay. Next one I have pictured as pumpkin pie.
Same here.
I already answered that. That's an S tier for me. Happy memories, Thanksgiving, good holiday, eat as much food as you possibly can, and go for your third plate, and people are like, good, I don't want leftovers, keep eating, please.
I'm gonna put it in trash. No, just
Ouch.
I'm gonna put it as a B. Like, I like it, but it's generally not my first Thanksgiving dessert choice.
Oh yeah, you're into the pumpkin cheesecake.
Yeah. Which, well, cheesecake isn't even on here.
No, I didn't consider that a pie. I wonder. Now I want to know by definition. Come on, Google. What can you tell me? Is cheesecake a pie? That is the first Google question.
Are blackberries tart?
Yeah, I would say blackberries and raspberries are pretty similar in their tart levels.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I find raspberries to be more tart, but I tend to eat more raw raspberries than I do blackberries.
Is there orange pie?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. All right, so this is the definition I got on Google. With a minor change in appearance, any pastry that is a crumb crust filled with custard and baked, in my mind, is a pie. The addition of cream cheese is no more a disqualifier than the addition of bourbon would be. So in short, a cheesecake is a pie. It can also be a cake, but it can't not be a pie, is this person's opinion.
Also, there is an orange pie.
Oh, there's another argument that says, since cheesecake is not topped with pastry, it therefore cannot be a pie. But a lot of things I feel like, I guess the argument there is it a tart or is it a pie? And I didn't know there was a difference between the two.
What's the definition of pie? Besides 3.676,300, whatever. Also, while you're looking that up, there's an orange creamsicle pie.
So that's like a freezer pie, right?
Yeah, it's on shortbread.
Shortbread, though?
Oh,
I guess...
Oh, it's shortbread cookies finely crushed to make the crust.
I guess shortbread would work because the filling's going to be really sweet.
Yeah, oh, this looks really good.
Is that your next cooking stream?
I have to make a dessert because that was one of the unlocks. Wait, hold on. I'm just going to save that one.
So the definition of pie, the base definition of pie, is a baked dish of fruit or meat and vegetables, typically with a top and base of pastry. So pumpkin pie is not a pie?
That's what chat's saying. Pumpkin pie. Oh my gosh. Trash. It's not a pie.
It's not a pie.
Level.
Pumpkin pie is a dessert pie. Okay, Wikipedia, you say it's a pie. One of the questions frequently asked is, can you eat undercooked pumpkin pie? Please don't. That's going to be so gloopy. Is that...
That's going to be our first t-shirt. Gloop, glop, and whatever the third one was. Gop.
Yeah, and all of these just say mistakes when making pumpkin pie, and then someone's saying you've been lied to all these years, pumpkin's not actually good for pie. Give me the pumpkin puree. I'll turn it into a pie. It's fine. But anyway.
The more I'm thinking about this, I'm making pumpkin pie in egg. I like pumpkin
Not
pie.
applicable. So what's the definition of a tart then?
Whoa. Hold up. Make sure my brain died.
So, like, an apple tart is defined as an open pastry case containing a filling. So I guess cheesecake, pumpkin pie, key lime pie, pudding pie, those are all tarts because they're not covered by anything?
They're covered by oxygen.
Wait, so, and then is apple crisp as a pie not a pie? Because it's not covered in pastry, it's covered in a crumble. My whole pie life has been a lie.
Definitions are stupid.
They are. We say they're pie. They're pie. All right, so next.
Okay, how about this before we go on? The pointless discourse, most important decision to date. Are we going to say cheesecake is a pie?
By definition of the other pies on our list, I will say cheesecake is a pie.
How tough is it to add it?
I can. Okay, here.
Do I have to refresh?
I need to get into. Oh, I need to log in. Oh, do I remember what I logged in with? That's right. You need an actual account in order to make tier lists, which I think is silly. It should just be a free and open format.
And while you're doing that, someone in chat said, well, every pie is not F tier then. We found an S. Someone likes cheesecake.
Oh, where's the link to that? Let me, here. Oh yeah, I can edit. I need to find a picture of cheesecake.
So while this is all going on, guys, I think this is a good time to also remind everybody, hey, would you want someone else to listen to this? Guess what? On Monday mornings, this podcast gets uploaded to our podcast feed. So, did you want to have all 8 other episodes to listen to? And ooh, I saw that.
Good thing that no one on the audio version will. They'll just hear my various clicking.
But yeah, so just asking, hey, if you guys enjoy this and think some other people would like to hear about random topics such as, let me find the thing, as Pokemon, childhood books, gummy candies. Guys, I'm gonna, we were talking about this earlier. Gummy candies is our lowest listened to one, which I can understand. Like, okay, what's so great about gummy candies? However, I say just skip to the quizzes, specifically the last one, because in that one is the best quiz we ever taken.
There's other things I want to add in here, but their format wasn't right. But I feel bad because when I change them, you get a little Windows notification because Windows is like, do you want to change the format of this image? Because it's a... Because there are some meme pies that aren't on here. All right. Just lower my side of the audio D-Pain for now.
I'm gonna boost the volume. I'm gonna boost it all the way. Does this mean I'm gonna have to do work again actually editing this podcast?
Just write down a timestamp.
No, we can fill this with something. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell a story. Y'all ready? It's gonna be a fantastic story, all about how a man named George, he wanted to make a pie, and he was thinking, man, aren't I a great guy? So he went to the store and bought some soup and realized that this is not made for pies. So instead, he said, my goodness, I am going to make something spectacular, stupendous, something unique. So he got his Oreo pie crust and got his neat little can of soup and realized, oh my goodness, this thing has too much gloop. So thus he ran back to the store and told the man there that he didn't want to be such a bore. So he asked for different supplies and ingredients to make sure that everything would be delicious. And so he ran home, made his pie, and thought, oh my goodness, this will make all the girlies cry. And then he realized you can't sell it because it was gross.
I apologize. I changed them to one format name and it still didn't accept it, so I'm still making loud noises.
It's all good. So Georgie said, well, what shall I do today? I think I'll go make another one instead. So he went to the store and said, "Good sir, I would like some more pie stuff." And the man behind the counter said, "Well, I don't know, Georgie. Can you make the best pie?" And Georgie replied, "Why, yes, good sir. I can create the best pie that any man has ever seen." And then the man stared back at him and slid some ingredients over the storefront and said, "If you cannot make this pie, by George, you will die."
All right, it's fighting me. Changing the file extensions didn't work for my meme pipes, so I made a whole bunch of noise for nothing. I apologize. But cheesecake is there. It is there.
Did George die? I don't know. If we ever have another break, remind me. I'll continue George's story. Okay, I guess I have to refresh. Oh, it saved my thing.
Yeah, it saved and then it refreshed. Okay. I apologize for any audio listeners for the constant Windows pings. I wanted to add more meme pies. I will talk about what those meme pies are after the fact. But now we have cheesecake on here, but it's last, so you'll wait your turn.
Oh, whoa.
Next pie we have is lemon meringue.
Yes.
Yes, as in yes, that is the pie that is next, or yes, as in give me this pie, I want it.
Both.
I think I'd put it in a B, because sometimes I'm not always in the mood for meringue.
I like meringue. Okay, so I made a meringue something. I don't remember what it was for, but I found out like meringue is pretty much just egg whites and sugar, like just beat into oblivion until it fluffs up, and it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, the science behind it is really interesting. They're just like, insert more air, insert more air.
Yeah. The problem is I did it by hand, and I didn't realize how long it was going to take, and
Do you also
So-
churn your own butter?
well, it was for a cooking stream.
Oh, okay.
And it was one of those things where like I read the instruction and then I did it. It was kind of like how we were talking about the old walkthroughs. Like I read the instructions and then it's like I did the thing and then it was the next line. You can put this in a mixer and have the effect happen a lot quicker. I'm like, gosh, dang it. So it spent 30 minutes and I'm just like, ah! I'm putting this one as an A. I don't know. I like meringue. I'm not a big fan of the lemon, but I'll still eat it mainly because I just like the airiness of the meringue. Just I don't know. It's a texture that I like.
That's fair. Okay. So next we have cherry pie. I'm trying to decide if I like it better than blackberry or if it sits in the same category.
I'm not a big fan of cherry. I'm gonna put this one as a D.
I think I'm going to put it as a C. Because I like cherries a lot, but I prefer certain cherries, like certain types of cherries. Just like how people have different grape preferences.
Oh yeah, there are different grapes. So
Yes. The next
Yeah.
pie.
okay.
Oh, go ahead if you had something more to say.
Like it was just one of those things where like when I think of cherries, I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm just not a huge fan of,
Hmm.
and so it's not like it's something that I'm like, well, if I like if it was only cherry pie, yeah, I would eat it. But if it was like a cherry pie next to like a blueberry pie or something, I would probably go for the blueberry.
That's fair. Yeah. So the next pie is one of my meme pies made it in the right format. It is called a bacon apple pie. And from those that are just listening in the audio format and aren't following along with the tier list, it basically looks like a regular apple pie, but instead of a top crust, it is interweaved bacon.
Bacon weave.
I don't know if I'd like this.
I already put it on the tier list.
I think I'm going to give it an F because I would try it.
I gave it a B.
Like, I have a feeling I would try it and I wouldn't love it, and then I would just never touch it again. I think automatic trash is something, if I saw it, I would just never eat it. All right. If I remember correctly, the next pie coming up is coconut cream. Trash.
I don't know. I would put it in F. Like I would try it. Coconut's gross.
Like, I don't mind coconut flavored things. I like coconut water. I'll eat coconut pieces. I've had coconut juice out of a coconut, but the shredded coconut, I see it and I'm just, no. You go in that corner and you stay in that corner and don't end up on my plate.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely, I know we said it earlier, but that's the thing, like, I would at least give it a shot.
Okay. That's fair. All right, next I think is the blueberry pie.
I'm going to put it in B for blueberry.
Perfect reasoning. I don't know. I feel like I like it better than lemon meringue, but is it an A? Do I have to move lemon meringue down? Do I have to move everything down? No, I'll put it in A for now.
Question, can you hear the rain?
Vaguely.
Oh, it got louder. Hold on, let me close my windows.
Yeah, like, I'm just fighting with the idea of I don't want to move everything down yet. I feel like if there is a pie that changes my mind, then I will rearrange things, but I don't think blueberry blows my mind enough for me to feel like I need to shift everything down. But then again, that's also an argument as to why I shouldn't leave it up in the A rank. Is it right below pumpkin pie for me? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Because I don't foresee there being a lot of S tier pies for myself. Okay, I'm gonna leave it as an A.
I had to go check one of my windows because there was rain coming in.
Oh no. Did you catch it early enough? I know.
Yeah, it wasn't super wet.
Okay, that's good.
The joys of only having 2 windows is also the same unjoy when it's super hot in the apartment. I just want fresh air.
Oh no. All right, next pie I'm sure you will love is a chocolate pie.
Trash.
It depends on the chocolate for me and the texture. I've had some that I really like, and I've had some that I went, it's okay, I'm not getting it again. I think overall my experience is probably a C. It's an average pie.
Yeah. For me, if people, like, if this is your first time here, pies would, sorry, not pies, but chocolate is always going to be a losing subject for me because I just don't like the taste. So it's one of those things, I won't touch it, and then I will judge, I won't judge anyone for eating it because, like, I don't really care. But I will be judged by everybody else at the table.
You don't like chocolate? Are you human?
What are you, stupid? So, yeah.
Okay, next one is a good old key lime pie, which is automatic S for me. Pumpkin and key lime can hang out in the top tier pie categories for me.
I'm going to put it as B.
For berry good. Wait,
Very good.
lime's not a berry. Okay, strawberry pie. I don't know if I've ever had just a strawberry pie.
Yeah, I had strawberry shortcake.
I do like strawberry shortcake.
But the thing is, I would try it. I would put it in C. I think C is the one where I'm like, I don't have strong feelings, and I'll give it a shot, and I'll be like, I will probably enjoy it. While D and F are like, I'll try it, but I'm not gonna like this.
I'm debating. I might move blackberry down to D and put strawberry in C. Because I think I would like strawberry pie better than I like blackberry pie. But strawberries are already sweet. Is strawberry pie sweet?
It's actually sour. It's
Sour Patch Kids?
It's like Gandhi in Civ. It's the sweet level goes so high that it loops around and goes
Sour.
goes to sour.
All right, I'm moving blackberry down to D and strawberry into C for me. Next, got your apple pie.
Trash.
That's a plot twist.
I think I would just give it a solid A. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like,
I think it's an A for me. Blueberry and apple pie are definitely, for me, I would say they're equivalent in how much of it I could eat in one sitting.
yeah, because like they're good, but I don't think I could like sit there. Like I feel like if it's S rank, it's one of those things that I could sit there and eat the whole thing and not feel bad.
You might physically feel bad, but
Like morally.
I do not regret my decision. I just feel sick now.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A is where it is.
All right, next one I believe is peach pie. And I really like peach pie. But I don't know if I like peach pie as much as apple pie.
Oh, I have thunder now.
Yeah, I had thunder earlier.
I just looked out the window. Like, I have my window cracked because I'm hoping that blocks out enough of the sound.
Okay. I think I'm going to put peach pie in B. I had one time I made a really good peach pie that I liked. The recipe called it rustic. Really all it was instead of putting it in a pie tin, you just made really big pie crust and put the filling in the middle and then folded it on top. And then put like a brown sugar cinnamon topping on the top of the crust that you folded over.
I'm gonna probably put this in B because I do like peaches.
The picture's a little disappointing though. I have to say the
Yeah.
picture looks like canned peaches, which I would not be about. Fresh peaches though, I really like.
I don't know. Like, I need a B.5.
A B.5.
Yeah, where it's not like a full B, but it's not a full C either.
You're not neutral, but you don't love it.
Yeah.
I feel like B is a good.
I'm gonna hold it right in the middle of B and C and close my eyes, and wherever it lands on, that's where it's landing.
Whatever the browser decides, it shall be.
Looking, it put itself in C. Okay.
Okay. Next up, banana cream pie. I really like banana cream pie.
I like the sound of banana cream pie.
The sound? Like it sounds good or
like when you say banana cream pie, it sounds like it will be a good pie. I'm trying to think of the last time I had banana cream pie.
I know in the picture they show is like in a traditional pie crust. I like the layered banana cream pies that are kind of more like trifle where you use Nilla wafers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really good because then the
Those are
Nilla
good, yeah.
wafers like soak up some of the banana pudding.
Mm-hmm. I put it in B because I'm one of these people where I don't like raw banana, if that makes sense. Like you take it out of the shell.
The shell.
Yeah, not the shell. Whatever that's called. It's called a
Unpeel
shell
it.
now.
You unpeel the banana.
You unpeel the shell and I don't know, it's the texture thing. I don't like the texture of an actual banana, but I really like banana bread.
You like the flavor.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put it at an A for
ice
me. I could eat a lot of it. I think I could eat a lot of it just because it's not filling. Like it's not as heavy as some other pies, so I could see myself eating a lot of it, but I can see myself getting tired of it after a point.
I'm just imagining it's like, yeah, it's not heavy, and then it's like one of these pies are walking up, like those guys are trying to be tough and like sucks in their gut. It's like, yeah, I'm a tough man. Look at me. Like, what do you mean I'm not heavy?
Okay. No, I mean, you could easily have banana cream pie without the fresh bananas and get a pudding that is banana flavored so that you still get the fun banana-ness without the part you don't like. I guess that's how I'll put it. All right, next one is I think that's called an Oreo cream pie. So in the image, it's basically the crust is the cookie part of the Oreos is the crust. And then you save some of the crust to mix into the filling of it.
I put it in trash.
Do you not like Oreos or do you not like
I
chocolate?
don't like Oreos.
Wow. Is it because it's a chocolate cookie?
Yeah.
I think I'd put this one at... I don't think I like it as much as banana cream pie, but I could eat a lot of this. But I also can probably eat a whole box of Oreos by myself. Notice, I didn't say sleeve. A whole package of Oreos myself, because, yes. I'll put that one in B. Okay, this is one that I always think looks gross, but people seem to love it. Pecan pie.
Oh. Yeah. That's going to be a D.
I think that's where I was going to put it too, because I like pecans, but it's a lot of pecans. And then, I don't know, what's the part underneath the pecans? Is it just, like, sugar gloop?
Yeah.
Is gloop the right term?
It's a plasma.
It's a plasma. It's an in-between state.
Yeah.
Because I know some people for Thanksgiving, pecan pie is all they want, and that's their thing. Whereas I go for the pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
It also
I like
is a
mashed
lot.
potatoes,
That's not a dessert.
but I like them.
And I think pecan pie also is just harder to eat than the rest of the pies.
Is there a sweet potato pie?
Yes. I did not put it on the list because I thought it'd be too hard to differentiate that and the pumpkin pie. Because they're both the same exact color.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I guess if I found a picture that had a pumpkin in it with the pie and then a sweet potato with the pie.
It's a crust, the literal just pumpkin pie. It's not the actual like flavor or look.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a sweet potato pie, but I do remember a lot of the time I like it when people do the baked sweet potatoes, and then you can get all the bad stuff on it. You know, it's like there's the baked potato, which is the savory version, and then the sweet potato, which is the dessert version. So you get marshmallows and maple syrup to put on top of your baked potato.
Yeah, when I went to school, to college, it was really close to Canada, so we had a lot of like people from Canada coming over to it. And I remember in the middle of October, we would have, I think it was October, we would have Canadian Thanksgiving, and we would have poutine. Like, the food was so good, and it was one of my favorite times. It was like just once a year, and you knew like we're getting the good stuff.
So do you prefer Canadian Thanksgiving foods over American Thanksgiving foods?
For that one college representation of it, yeah. I don't know. Now I want to look up what is normally at a Canadian Thanksgiving. I can do that later. I'll forget.
Gotcha. I guess, do we have on the list different ways to eat fries? Because poutine is a particular way to eat fries.
Yeah. Oh man, poutine's so good.
I've never actually had it, I don't think.
Let me look what's on Talking Points. The closest thing we have that I can remember is like fast food, because Strider wanted it. Yeah, fast food, parentheses, Strider wants it.
All right, that's something we can add afterwards.
Oh, I'll forget. I'm adding it now. Sorry for the typing. Oh, where'd it go?
It's okay. I already messed up the audio when I was trying to change pictures, and it didn't work out. I still have to reveal what those meme pies are. Because I did the thing like when I did on my stream once, I did a cursed ramen tier list, and I purposely looked up bad pies so I could have more to fill out in the trash, but they didn't get loaded in.
Oh well.
Yeah, for the future. But yeah, so the next pie is a peanut butter pie.
Oh man, like the thing is, if it didn't have the chocolate on it, I would eat a peanut butter pie.
So like if it was a regular graham crust with like a fluffy peanut butter filling.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this at a C. But if it didn't have the chocolate.
Well, I mean, in theory, you don't have to eat it.
Well, I don't have to eat any of these.
Well, you don't have to eat it in a way that you get the chocolate. You could easily pick out the peanut butter filling and give the chocolate. That's not work. That thing is like hardly put together. I think I'd put it in the same category where I'd put the Oreo pie, so that's also B for me.
I'll put it in an F.
Because I said you could eat it differently. I thought you said a C before.
Yeah, but now you're saying I can't take away the chocolate.
Oh, okay. Let's say that you can take away the chocolate.
Nope,
if it's just the peanut
butter list.
Okay. It's permanent. You totally can't move things around.
I can't. Ignore the fact the first thing I did was move pineapple.
What?
Pumpkin pie from B to A.
I didn't even know you did that.
I did. Also, there's thunder outside, and I looked, and then I just saw this girl just running for her life in the storm, and I'm like, eh.
Oh no. That's the worst feeling. You're in your car and you look out and you're like, I can't leave, but if I don't leave, I never go back inside.
Yeah, I have an umbrella that sits in my car, and it's the worst. I have the opposite effect where I'm about to leave my apartment, and I'm like, the umbrella's in the car, and I am here.
That's the worst. Okay, the next one I believe was labeled a candy bar pie. So it's hard to see from like the smaller image, but I believe it's like mini Reese's cups, M&Ms, and various chocolate. And I guess is what a giant cookie that they're calling a pie. I think I'd put it in F because again, I would try it, but I think I'd hate it.
Trash.
So many trash pies. And then here is your anticipated one.
Trash.
Trash cake.
It's the only one I put as an S.
Cheesecake. I love it, but it's not one that I seek to eat, so I think I'd put it in an A.
Like, I feel like cheesecake, which I'm actually going to contradict myself. What I said earlier is like, I can eat the whole thing and not feel morally bad. I would still feel bad, mainly because I'm like, oh, now it's all gone. But no, it's like with cheesecake, it's one of those things where it's versatile, where you can have a raspberry cheesecake. You can have, like, you can put fruit in your cheesecake. You can put, like, if you wanted, I don't know why, but you can put chocolate in your cheesecake. You can put pumpkin. You can take other pies and put it in cheesecake, and still have a good thing. And I feel like if I'm gonna get a dessert somewhere, I would get a cheesecake.
That's fair. So, okay, so that's our tier list. Once this is done, we can each take like screenshots so we can share it on our social media. Again, you'll probably see it on our twitter.com/pointlessdisco page. If you also participated in the tier list and would like to share your results so we can all talk about it together, feel free to comment it on there for us so we can all talk about it together. So I did mention that I have some pies that did not make it onto it that I wanted on the tier list. These meme pies were labeled, there is something called a spaghetti pie that is apparently a thing in Colorado. It is as you imagined. The picture just looks like spaghetti noodles with, I guess, some like meat or seasoning cooked in a pie-like tin. Would you eat it?
I'm looking it up right now. What? The thing is, I just heard about this too.
Did you really?
Yeah, like within the past month or two, someone was talking about it.
It does not look appetizing to me. I'd probably put it at trash. I don't think I would even touch it.
The thing is, I'm not a big pasta fan, so I think I would try it because it literally just looks like it just, there's so much bread in some of these.
Are they really? The picture I found was basically all noodle.
Oh, okay. No, it was just the coloration. I think I'd probably put it in an F. Like, I would try it, but I feel like it would just taste like pasta.
Just, yeah. And the thing is, I also don't like the feeling of like hard pasta. And I feel like by baking it, you force a crust. By forcing a crust, you get that dry pasta. Well, lasagna, you cook it with sauce on top, so you don't get those crispy bits.
Sometimes.
Oh no, D-Pain. When I make lasagna, I make sure there's no crispy bits.
I made lasagna once, and let's just say I misjudged the rate of sauce to pasta.
Also, you need to cook your lasagna before you put it inside the layers.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Another pie, I think I would eat this one. It is called a sour cream raisin pie. And it kind of, the picture I see, it looks kind of like bread pudding with raisins in it. And oh boy, I would eat so much of that. I think I would probably, for me, since I haven't had it myself, probably a C. But I think if I actually had it and it was kind of like something close to bread pudding, I'd probably put it like an A.
This, like, some of the pictures I'm looking at, this looks good, because like so some of the I see the one that you were talking about where it's like a bread or like a scone kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's other ones where it looks like it has meringue on top
Mm-hmm.
with like raisin gloop on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like I probably put this at a C or B. Like, I would give it a shot, and I like the raisins.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you've listened to me talk about anything else, I am a grandma. I like raisins. D-Pain, you said you would get cheesecake if you were to get dessert. I tend to get bread pudding. I have working teeth, but I get bread pudding anyway because I just like again, I think it's that cinnamon flavor of it. And for anyone that is not familiar or used to my rants, one of my favorite cereals is Raisin Bran.
I got 2 scoops of raisins.
Sometimes more if you get the extra raisin version. I don't know, I just really like raisins.
I feel like if you remember make a TikTok, it has to be like Raisin Bran with 2 scoops of not sugar, 2 scoops of raisins, and then it's just like, but wait, there's more. And then you just like slowly turn to like one of those big like economy crates of raisins and you just start to reach for it.
There probably is also 2 scoops of sugar because I think the raisins in Raisin Bran are sugar coated.
I don't know. I haven't had Raisin Bran in forever. I like Crispix, which is like the most bland one, but it's a texture thing that I really like.
The crunchiness is nice. Another one of the pies that didn't make it onto the list, it was labeled as a roasted grape pie. And the picture the picture I found is kind of like red grapes on top of, I guess, a cream cheese filling. And I don't think this one vibes with me.
So I typed in roasted. Oh, well, I misspelled roasted, but I typed in roasted grape pie, and the first suggestion is roasted grape pizza.
I've seen that as a like recipe flavor. I also don't know if I'd like that one. I think the grape pizzas I've seen are with, it's not with the typical cheese. I think it's more like a Greek vibe, or maybe that's fig pizza, where you use a little bit of honey and goat cheese.
All right, I want to send you this picture that I found.
Okay, you gonna send it over Discord?
Yeah. I have to screenshot it real quick.
I can see if I can find you the roasted grape.
Oh, this is a roasted grape one. Alright, sorry guys. I'm not really that sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I lied. It's not a cream cheese filling. According to the recipes that I looked up, it's roasted grape and mascarpone cheese pie. So I guess it is similar to like a cheesecake. That is the most horrendous food atrocity I think I have ever seen. D-Pain took his time to screenshot and send me a picture of sad roasted grapes on a pie crust with nothing else there.
It's one of the pictures that showed up.
Yeah, the one you sent me I think is a trash automatically.
Yeah.
I think the mascarpone cheese one, nah, I think I'd also put it on trash.
Oh, yeah. I see that one. It's just looks like grapes that were sliced in half and just sit on something.
Yeah, like, I don't think I like the idea of cooked grapes. I don't think I've ever had a cooked grape now that I think about it.
I know there's because I saw clips of it on YouTube, there's someone that peels the grapes.
As a kid, I used to peel my grapes. But I
I
wouldn't...
know that was a thing.
I wouldn't...
Actually, go ahead.
I wouldn't peel them by hand. Like, I would, the way I decided that I wanted to eat grapes was I would eat the skin first and then the grape. I don't do it anymore.
I would take this time to I don't know, laugh and make fun of it. However, me growing up, and I still do this from time to time, is like I try to, if I know something has a different layer, for example, like how a grape has the skin and then inside has like the fruit part. I do remember when I was younger, I was like, can I dissect the skin off of this? And so that's what I would do, is just like I would see if I could peel it. And then I would also take this to carrots, where I was thinking like, can I eat all the carrot around the, like the baby carrot around the core and get the core out?
Just playing with our food, right?
Yeah. I wonder if that's somewhere on the psychopath level.
That's an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, so we have our tier list complete. I've mentioned my meme pies. Is there anything else we want to discuss pie-wise?
I'm looking at the time, and I know that we started... I'm trying to think, yeah, because we started the recording when? Like, around 3?
I want to say that when I looked on OBS, we probably talked about random stuff for maybe like 20 minutes. So
okay. We have time if we wanted to do one quiz.
If you actually think we have time, because we always say we have time for a quiz, and then the
let me see
podcast is 2 hours long.
Well, we're like at 130 something right now. Let's see. I'm looking at this BuzzFeed one. It's like 6 questions.
Okay, we'll do one.
I just really like doing the quiz.
That's fine.
Yeah, this other one has 10 and it's Brainfall. I don't know what it is.
All right, so we'll do the BuzzFeed one. So I'll go ahead and share that with everyone that's hanging out if they want to participate in a pie quiz. So I guess I explained the tier list stuff, so you can go ahead and do the quiz, boy, if you want to start.
All right. So yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, we generally choose a quiz that's on the topic, and since I'm trying to remember, normally what it is, like when we do our dice roll, whoever loses go first, but since we did the tier list and Hop explained that, I'm explaining it this time, where we just go through, take the quiz, and have the thing. And our first question is, pick a fruit. And there's an apple, an orange, a lemon, a banana. Those are cherries, and a strawberry.
If I had to just eat this fruit as is, I think I pick an apple.
Lemon. Yeah.
Where did this quiz just take a turn to? The
Yeah,
next.
that's kind of why I scrolled down just to make sure there wasn't anything else on there. Like, to see what the answers were, and it seemed like there was a good mix of answers. But yeah, I also chose the apple.
Oh no, the next question is the one I'm confused by.
Oh, I know the next question.
Okay, so apparently in order to find out what pie we are, we must pick a Little Mermaid character. You have overestimated me to remember all their names. Sebastian the Crab, question mark?
Yes, it's Sebastian.
Because he's French, right? Or he has some kind of accent.
Kiss the girl and make sure that you don't hurl. Sorry.
Prince Eric?
Yeah.
Is it Scuttle the bird?
I have no clue. This one wasn't in Kingdom Hearts.
Seagull Boy, King Trident, Ariel herself, and then Flounder.
I gotta pick a character. Oh man. That's the thing. I don't remember the movie.
My
I remember the TV show.
my favorite song from Little Mermaid is "Kiss the Girl," so I'm gonna go Sebastian.
The funny thing is, I was singing the "Look at This Stuff, Isn't It Neat" song while I was looking at items in League of Legends last night. I don't know. Well, okay, if we're going off the song, since I'll choose Ariel, since I sing that song a lot more in a meme format. So, pick a soda: Sprite, Coca-Cola, Fresca, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, and Canada Dry.
They picked a lot of similar sodas.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Sprite. Sprite is my go-to if I'm feeling soda.
I don't like any of these, but I do remember when I drank soda, it was Mountain Dew. I drank a lot.
Okay. Pick an HBO show. I don't really watch HBO. Okay, let's see. So we've got Girls, True Detective, Game of Thrones, Veep, Sex and the City, and The Wire. I have not watched any of these, but if I had to pick one to watch, I think I would watch Veep.
I don't watch TV. So I don't know. I heard good things about True Detective and The Wire. And I heard decent things about Game of Thrones, but until last season. I'm going to choose True Detective because I like detective stuff.
That's fair.
All right. Which one of these matters the most to you? Family, money, love, success, being a good person, alcohol. Did Cat make this?
No, because Cat would have been like, the drinks that are for kids, totally, like not beer.
And then it'd be like those other people in your house. Yeah, give me that money, and love would be like, marry me.
I guess out of all of these, the things that matter most to me, I know which ones aren't the answer. I don't know. I guess being a good person?
I don't know, because I feel like if I don't say family, there's gonna be people that say like,
You don't love your family?
and I'm like, well, it's not that I don't care about them, but I don't see them all the time.
Yeah, like if family needed me, then I would put family ahead of everything else. But my family and I are very much like, we'll see you when we see you. So it's not like I wake up in the morning and go, what's my family up to? Gotta check in on them. But I feel
Yeah.
like being a good person also fits in with like taking care of your family when they need you and all that stuff.
Yeah. Part of me thinks success out of like just these ones, and I'm just thinking more of like the charity thing. Like I was like, I hope that's successful because I hope people want to be part of it. I don't know. Like I'm also leaning between being a good person. So, okay.
You rolling a d4?
Yes. Oh, where's that D4? I had it. There it is. Hey, odds is good. Success is even. I'm being a good person today.
So it's me, right? Choose a plate. So
I'm the
the
one with the doggy.
there's pictures of plates here. There's one that's pink with flowers, one that's just a plain white plate. There's one that's gold with only 2 flowers on it. There's one that's flowers everywhere. There's one that's blue. I don't know if there's a term for this art style. It's not. It's not mosaic. It's a.
It's like it looks like a kaleidoscope.
It's a repeated pattern where it's sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one is an elephant with balloons. Elephant with balloons. That was some thunder.
Well then, nature did not like your decision. Oh my goodness.
Are they? Is thunder knocking on your door now?
Part of me's like, we should hurry up before nature wants to knock out the power. I like this blue and white one.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. Alright, this question is, how do you like your chocolate? There's a picture of a Reese cup. There's a picture of an ice cream. There's a picture of hot chocolate. Is that poop?
No, I think it's chocolate mousse.
That's nothing. That's not a mousse. That's like a gloop, a sludge.
Mousse with a U.
I don't want a mousse. Alright, so chocolate mousse, chocolate chip cookies, and chocolate bar.
Out of all the chocolate bars, I vote that Hershey's chocolate bar is the worst chocolate bar. I don't know why they picked that one. But
No Willy Wonka.
hot cocoa for me, especially with mini marshmallows.
I have to answer.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be an option of none, but you don't get that option.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna choose chocolate chip cookies because I remember liking my mom's chocolate chip cookies.
Okay. And
Now,
then
here's a question I can get behind.
choose a puppy. The first one I believe is, oh, I don't remember what they're called, but it's, if you've seen memes on the internet, they look like little potatoes with legs. They're that fluffy when they're that small.
Is it a chow? Chow chow?
I feel like chow chows are usually more wrinkly.
I
It could
don't
be a
know.
chow chow.
It's a cream flavored poof.
Did you say cream flavored? No, do not eat puppies.
No.
I heard cream flavored poof. I was like, don't eat puppies.
I might have said flavored, but in my head it was my brain said colored.
We'll have to watch that one back. All right. Second puppy is a beagle. Third one I think is a chocolate lab. Or
Yeah.
Um,
that's right.
the next one is I think a type of bulldog.
Yeah.
I have trouble distinguishing the different types of bulldogs.
It looks like an American.
Okay.
I know this because I almost bought a bulldog.
I think it's not a chihuahua. I think it might be a type of pinscher.
It looks like it's on drugs.
And the last one I think is a schnauzer, but very, very young compared to the rest of them.
I'm choosing the cream flavored floof.
I personally really think beagles are fun dogs, but if I owned one, I know I would regret it because they're very howly dogs, but I'm going with the beagle. I I'm also key lime pie. I am my second favorite pie. I've
You
done
said
it.
that and lightning went off.
Nature is also excited for me. This is the first time I got something related to my list.
Well, make that 2 because I got apple.
Look at us. Our pies
Look
tell
at
our
us.
personalities.
Bring out that Hot Ones gift. Look at us. Look at us.
Paul Rudd. So the description for key lime pie is you're tart and sweet and so creamy. I don't like this quiz. You think outside the box, which can be your biggest asset. Nothing's quite as satisfying as your cool graham cracker crust. I don't have a crust quiz. I don't know.
Sorry to tell you this. but-
I just found out.
All right. Yeah, so Apple's description is you're as classic and cool as it gets. You're a big fan of tradition, but that doesn't mean that you're old fashioned because you'll always be the popular kid. No. Your best accessory is a scoop of cool vanilla ice cream.
That's what you have to wear from now on when you go to
Yes, I'm
conventions.
just gonna plop it on my head. Stream's done with the ice cream melts.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that covers up a lot of our pie opinions.
Yeah.
We just like pie, I think.
Now I'm hungry.
I am also hungry. But yeah, so thanks everyone for stopping in and participating with us. We did see in chat that there was a fellow key lime pie person. So yes, good pie. Again, we'll share our tier list on social media if you want to keep up with us to know when things go live, such as when the podcast actually goes live, when the podcast goes live on audio format, when we go live for stream, or when we get YouTube clips up, which I'm working on. You follow us.
They're going up. Like, what, in this past week, we had like 4?
2 weeks. I think 1 week I did like 2 or 3, and then this week I did 1, which you actually did.
There's more going up per week than both our YouTube channels combined.
This is true. Yeah, so if you follow us on Twitter, you can keep up with us in that way. And also, we are always open for suggestions, questions, or topic ideas. You can DM us on there. Again, D-Pain and I also stream on the side, so you can reach out to us on there to keep up with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Links for all that stuff will be below. I noticed one thing that we don't do. We don't say like where we're found on Twitter or on Twitch if people are just listening to this on audio and don't look at the description.
Oh, I don't want to spell out our names. I know I introduced us to say like, you are D-Pain, I am Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I guess for
I'll spell it out.
No, you spelled it out last week, and I asked if you were okay. You spelled out my name. I don't know if you're just filling time, but if you want a quick way to know how to spell Apocalypse, spell out the word apocalypse, remove the A, and put the word hop in front.
Or look at the description below. And yeah, for mine it's just ITISDPAYNE.
Yeah, and we always appreciate any kind of feedback. We've mentioned in previous episodes, one day we'd like to do a goofy live show format of this, but to get there, we need to get our podcast seen by people. So if you enjoyed the content, please share. I don't know yet which websites have reviews and comments. I knew Apple did, but I don't think we're on Apple yet.
We can be listened to on Apple, but it's like a preview site. I'm giving it like just a little bit more time because I know some people said it took 2 to 3 months, not weeks, 2 to 3 months for their podcast to be like approved. So I'm giving it just maybe to the end of next month before I just do it manually. So, see.
Oh,
Or it
instead
might
of
be in the
through
middle.
Anchor.
Yeah, it's supposed to. But yeah, we're on all those things. I think Google Podcast has it. That's one of those things I need to try to figure out how to find reviews. But guys, until we can find them, if you do write a review, take a screenshot and send it to us so we can find it.
Yes, and we can thank you and all that stuff. Or if it's a negative comment, we'll be like, oh, here's a criticism for the podcast, and we can overthink it and mess up the podcast even more.
Or never mind. People know what I do with criticism. I'll make fun of it in the next podcast, but then actually take it seriously.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, whoa, hold on.
Do
We
we
got to roll for next topic.
Yes, we did forget about that. So again, you've heard us talking about rolling dice. D-Pain and I are very much role-playing nerds, and for picking our next topics, because these were both loser bins, we have to roll for both, right?
Yes, we
'Cause-
both get to roll
Because toothpaste has been eliminated from talking points
forever.
So now we both roll a d10, and off of our spreadsheet of topic ideas, we pick out the next topics that you guys get to vote.
Same number.
And with those two topic ideas, we put them up as a poll for a few days on our Twitter. So,
Let's go.
yep. So if you want to be able to help influence our next episode, make sure you put your votes in on there. I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 50.
That's physically impossible.
I rolled a 2. So we have superpowers versus zombie weapon.
That's
You said
actually
4.
yeah.
You
So
said 4, right?
yeah. So that's actually a pretty good like contester. I don't know who would win that one. And when we say zombie weapon, we don't mean like zombie to use as a weapon. We mean which weapon would you want to use to fight against zombies?
Correct.
Yes. So
So-
there's the traditional bats. There's the less traditional dynamite because you don't always have that available. That kind of stuff. My mind is now abuzz with ideas.
Hold on, I'm just typing. Here's the Twitter. I'm just making sure it actually takes you there. Copy. The quiz will be up here. If y'all... Oh, I wrote that in yours. I thought I was writing it in mine. Whoops. Wait. Oh, that was mine. I got it confused. So-
D-Pain is multitasking a lot. It's okay.
Yeah, I have 4 chat windows open right now. Yeah, so yeah, feel free to go to there. That's where you'll get the bulk of your information. Twitter.com/pointlessdisco. Thank you everyone for stopping by, saying hi, eating pie. Ooh, yeah, pie. And yeah, we'll be back next week. Or if you want something that is not so much talky format, but more possibly rage-inducing for half of us, come join TFT Tuesdays, where we try to mess each other up.
Yes, that's just a special one. Usually we just step on each other's toes by accident, but this time it will be on purpose. Yes. But again, thank you everybody. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.